Hello guys, welcome to my channel and thanks for watching this video. Your likes and comments are really a big support for me. Thanks a lot. This is the second video of the CSS Simply from A to Z tutorial. In the first video, we have learned how we can download and install and use Visual Studio Code as an editor for our project, and how we can create our HTML and CSS files with the use of Visual Studio Code, and how we can create our first standard HTML document. After that, we have learned how we can use CSS tags in our HTML document, and I told there is 3 methods. The first one was inline, the second one was internal, and the third one was external. And we use external method in this tutorial for two reasons. The first one is suppose that your HTML document has too many tags, and if you want to use your CSS tags also in this document, so your website will be big, will be heavy, and if someone try to access it and open it in browser, it will take a little bit time, and that's not good. The second one is if you use the external method like this for your document, nobody can see your CSS codes, and it means that your CSS codes are only for you yourself. We've also learned how we can change the title of our web page, and it was the result of the first video. So if you have missed it, you can watch the first video to learn these things again. In this video, I would like to show you a little bit more details about the colors, in how many ways you can use colors in your CSS document, in your CSS tags, and how we can change background, and how we can use selectors. I will talk about IDs and classes, and after that we try to design a simple one-page website for ourselves. So let's go. First of all, as you see, it was the result of our work, and we have only one tag here, and it's H1 tag. So because we want to use different colors, so I tried to make a copy paste of this tag. Copy here, enter, and with the use of Control V, I paste it one more time again, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, maybe 8. Okay, now we have 8 tags here in our HTML document, and if I save the document, yeah, I just save all, and if I go to a browser and I make a refresh, you see that we have all the tags here. In our CSS file, we have defined this color for this tag, and because all of them are the same tag, so they get the same color also. And maybe we don't want it. Maybe we want to define different colors for each tag. So how can we do it? In CSS, we have two topics. One of them is ID and the other is class. Of course, there are other methods that you can use to specify a specific attribute and property for the tag, but here we just talk about IDs and classes, but how we can use them. So if I want to use an ID for a tag, I just with the mouse, I click here, I make a space, and after that I just type ID. You see it comes up, and I click on it, and I select a name as the ID property for this tag. You can select any name that you want, but the name cannot start with numbers. So I say A. Simply I say A, and I select this ID, this property for this tag. And after that, I go to the CSS file, and we say that we want this HTML tag with this ID have a different color. And how we can use it here: for ID, you have just to type hash, and after that you type the name of the ID that you have given here. In this case, it was A. So we type hash A space and curly bracket, and after that we say color again, and I press enter, and we select another color. For that, for example, I would say tomato, maybe, yeah, I would say tomato. And I press Ctrl and S, or as I said, you can save the document here also. And I go to the browser and refresh the browser. You see that this tag has now another color because we have here defined that a tag, HTML tag, only with this ID can have this color. So in this case, in our HTML document, only this tag, the first one, has this ID, has the A ID. This is the name of our ID, and ID is the property of the tag. And here you define it like this: hash, and after that the name of the ID, and you can here write your CSS properties. So and because of this, only this tag get this color. So for others, we can use IDs, of course, for others, for other tags also, just space, again ID, and this time with a B, because I want to use different colors, so I give different IDs. Also for these tags, ID C and ID D, one by one, E, and each time just 3. You press the space, and after that type simply ID and press enter, and just select a name for the ID. Now each and every of our tags has a different ID. Now we go to CSS again, and we'd say, for example, the ID B, the tag with this ID, curly bracket, we want to have color orange, for example, and we just type enter. After that, the tag with ID C, curly bracket, color toggle blue, this color, and other one not this one, blow, maybe, yeah, blow. Oh, sorry, I've just forgot to type color to blow. The hash, this hash is the sign of ID here, and color, and after that we say green, for example, and maybe the last one, color gray. So first you type the property, and after that the value. Now we have defined different colors for our tags, and we just check how it will be. So I save the document and I go to browser, I make a refresh, and you see that now we have different colors for our tags. Each tag has a different color, and I try just to delete the last twos. Okay, so different colors for the tag. The tag is the same and it is h1, but because each tag had a different ID and we have defined a different color for each ID, and because of this the tags will have different colors. So this is the first type of adding a color sorry, to your in your CSS file. But there is another way also, and it is with the use of RGB. For example, how we here, I just delete it, and for color we say RGB. You see that when I type RGB comes up, and RGB stands for red, green, and blue. And each of these colors here in this mode can number from 0 to 255. So for example, for the first one I say, I say red 255 and green 0 and blue also 0. And I come to the second one, and here we just, after color we give RGB one more time, and for red we say this time 0, and for green we say again 0, and for blue 255. So for these two I just make a copy paste here, and that's also because we just want to have different colors, so because of that we have to tap this property also sometimes. And for the third one we say here, for example 60, and any number that you want. They just define the amount of these colors. The first one defines the amount of red color, and the second one green, and the third one blue. And after that, so, and I just save the file, and we make a refresh, and you see that we have now different colors. So for RGB, red, green, blue, and these numbers can be from 0 to 200. If you don't know how you can get these numbers, I will show you here. You can in browser you can just type HTML color codes and press enter. And under this website, https://htmlcolorcodes.com, and I click on that, and here you have a color picker. You can select any color that you want, and just simply with the mouse, and here you get the RGB color. For that is the same number, and hexadecimal also. I will show you how hexadecimal is, or this method also. In this video I don't talk about this method, only this two ones. So you can get simply the RGB, just make a copy paste and use it in your CSS document. So the first one was just simply use the normal colors. The second one was RGB with this amount, with these numbers, RGB red, green, blue, and the third one is hexadecimal method. You just type hexa. You don't need to type it. You don't need to type it. You just for example, you just take this code. This is the code of the the hexadecimal value of this color. The first two are for red again. The first, the 2 seconds are for green, and the last one are for blue. You just make a copy of that, and you use it here in your document. And if you save it, so this is the last one, and if you save your document, you will see that the last one will change. So this is this method is is called hexadecimal, and you can just use the hexadecimal value of a color, and now you can get any color that you want. Okay, this is for the colors: normal color, RGB, and hexadecimal. As I said, there is 1 or 2 more methods, but we don't take about them in this video. And right now we have learned how we can use colors, how we can use IDs. There is another selector, and this selector is class. For example, how we can use it. Here I just type here you can learn CSS. Here you can learn CSS, for example, and we want to use this selector for that. This selector is class. You just type class. So the difference is the first one, for the first one you have to type ID, but this one you type class, and you select a name for your class. And the name of the class cannot be a number. For this class we say X, for example, and we go to our CSS file. So with a hash character we could define ID, and for class you just have to type a dot, and after that the name of the class and space, curly bracket, and we say color property again, and this time spring green. We select this one, and if we save our document, go to browser, and I refresh, and here you can learn CSS. We have this tag, and with this color, sorry. So it was the class and you for class you can use it with a dot and then the name of the class, and after that the property that you will change and the value of that. So these are with these methods you can use colors, and you can use ID and class selectors. Now suppose that we want to change the background of our web page. Right now the background don't have any picture, don't have any color, and we want to change it. So for that we go to our CSS file again, and here and here I just type body for background. Body is for background because as you see all of these tags are in the body tags, and body means that the complete, the whole of the tags of the text and everything that you see here. So to change the background color or image of our website, we have also to use the body tag, because everything here is in body. So here body we say this time we want to change the set a picture for our background. So we say background. If I type background, you see that there are some properties. We say background image, select background image, and after that we have to select the URL of the image that we want to use for our background. So URL, or you just after that you just can type URL, and URL comes up and you click on it, and here in this parentheses you have to give the path of the picture that you want to use. Don't forget it must be in double quotation, and after that we give the path of the image, in this case image 1. So what are these? Sorry, in the first video I've told you that we create a folder for our images. Maybe we want to use it, and we have done it, and I have just saved some images in this folder. So this pics is the same folder here, the folder of our images, and image 1.png is also this image with the exact name, with the exact format. The name of the image and the format must be exactly here what you have. Otherwise you can see you cannot see any images. So I save all the document, and I go to browser and I refresh the browser and you see that now we have in our background this image. If I maximize the window, you see we have the image, but there is a problem here in our CSS file. We have defined only one image, but in the background we have two images, or two of them. It means image will be repeated, but don't worry, we can fix it also. This time we say background. If I type background, you see that we have some options here, and one of them is repeat. So we select background repeat, and after that you have other options here. You can say no repeat, the image will not be repeat, or repeat, yeah, will be repeat, and by default it is repeat, or repeat X, or repeat Y, horizontal and vertical. We say no repeat this time. So background, we have first we have defined the image for our background, and after that we say the background repeat, no repeat. It means that this image must not be repeated under the background. So I go to the browser and I refresh, and you see this time we have only one picture in our background. Okay, But there is another problem. The problem is, you see that the background of the image is another color, is the color different as the color here for the background of our website. So now we change the background of our the whole of the web page. So for that we use background, and for changing color we select background color. For background I think the best one will be white smoke. So you select background color, but this time it is for body, it is for the whole of the document. Background color, and you type W, and you have three options here: with, white, and white smoke. I select white smoke. I think white smoke is the best color for the background, but it is totally up to you. So I save the document one more time, and I go to browser, and if I refresh and maximize the window, you see that the color is the same as the color of the background of the image. Yeah, there is a little bit difference, but you can change it. So now we want to have this picture on the right side and not on the left side. For example, on the left side we want to have the text, our text, and on the right side we have to we want to have our background picture. So for that I go to the CSS file, and this time we say background position. Select background position, and we say background position we want to have it on top and on the right side. So I just type top and right, background position for this color, for the console, for the whole of the document. I save it, and we go to the browser, and you see that the background is this time, this image is here. This is top and the right side. And now you can add your text here, and if you want you can also change the size of this picture. We go again to our CSS file, press enter, background. We have an option that is background size. So background size, after that we say for example 45 pixel, 450 pixel, 500 pixel. So it will be the size of this picture of our background. Again, I save the document, go to browser, take a refresh. You see that the background, the image is now smaller, and we can change the size of that. So guys, this I think it's enough for this video. So we have learned to use ID and class selector for our tags, so that we can have different properties for our tags here, and we have learned how to change the background, how we can set a background for our work, for document. It has a background image with this property, URL, the URL of the image, and you can change the background like this, and you can have a so nice and small web page. In the next videos I will talk further about CSS. As I said, CSS is very nice and gives us too many options to designing our website. Okay, so if you want to learn more and more about CSS, so don't miss the videos. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.